Week 3 of college football is finally here. And with that, we bring in Rooster for another episode of Rooster's Cocky Picks. Rooster, week 1 started off beautifully. And then we went into week 2. And you stumbled a little bit. But hey, it's a long season. And you're hoping to get back this week. Currently, as stands, you are 8-7 in your bets. And you are up plus 0.5 units, I believe, heading into week 3. And with that, it's time to break the huddle. Rooster, week 3 is here. Go ahead and give us your 3 picks, cocky picks for the week. First off, the Texas A&M Aggies go on the road to take on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Right now, A&M plus 7.5. Or I should say Notre Dame minus 7.5. What's going to be your pick for this week?
Well, Nate, you know the saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The college football season is a long season, and there's ups and downs to the season, and I'm looking to get back on the mountaintop this week. So we're headed down to South Bend, Indiana, and when I take a look at this matchup, it's a team that lost to Miami to start the season, but they had a bye week last week to maybe get some of their formations down, some confidence in the quarterback during practice this past week. They get time to game plan, but that ain't going to matter. My best pick of the year was Notre Dame under 10.5 wins. And I told you guys that this under would hit in the first 2 games of the season. I am predicting that Texas A&M covers the spread plus 7.5. I'm buying the point. I believe it's at 6.5 right now. I'm going to buy the point, get to 7.5, get within inside the touchdown hook line. And then when I look at Texas A&M this past weekend, they were able to run the ball at will. While it was Utah State, Marcel Reed is a dynamic athlete at quarterback. They have a 2-headed monster back there with Reuben Owens and Le'Veon Moss, and I expect Notre Dame to keep it close in South Bend, keep a tight scoring game, and it's going to be within inside of a touchdown.
Boom. Going over to our next game, it's going to be the USC Fighting Trojans taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. And the USC Trojans favored in this one by a whopping 20.5 points at minus 130. Do the Boilermakers have a chance, Rooster? Or who are you taking in this one?
Well, let's not act like Purdue didn't go 1-11 last year. Like they're pretty bad. But yeah, the spread came out at 21.5. I'm also playing it safe here again, Nate. I'm buying the point again to get within inside that 3 touchdown limit. But when I take a look at USC this past couple of weeks, they put up 70-plus points in week 1. They put up 59 last week. This shows me that this team is going to run the score up as much as they can. Purdue, while they do have a new coach in there, it's not going to matter when you're talking about one of the top offenses in the country or one of the top offensive masterminds that college football has seen in the past decade. While their defense may be iffy, I think that them beating Georgia Southern by 39 points was a very solid, very strong performance by them, and I don't think the gap between Georgia Southern and Purdue is that big of a difference. Give me Southern Cal to cover the spread, 20.5 in this one.
Yeah, you got to like the Trojans' chances in that one. And then we go to our final game. The Clemson Tigers, who have started out rough this year, losing to LSU and then barely beating Troy after down 16-0. Now they go on the road and to me are shockingly favored by 9.5, and that's my fault on the graphic. It should be plus 9.5 Georgia Tech, not minus 9.5. So I apologize for that, Rooster, but plus 9.5 for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets at home at minus 110. Who comes out in this ACC matchup?
Well, Nate, I'm just going to be quite honest. Clemson to start the year, I was very high on them, and they've really let me down. I did predict that they would lose the first game of the season, but I mean, Troy down 2 touchdowns at halftime, that's just embarrassing. And we were talking about this earlier today. If you had to pick one game One game for your season on the line. There's nobody who is a reasonable person would pick K Clubnik over HAYNES KING in a one-game winner-takes-all situation. There is a difference, people, between a good NFL prospect and a good college quarterback. HAYNES KING is an elite college quarterback. Give me HAYNES KING and Georgia Tech to keep it within 9.5 points in this game. Georgia Tech just plays with their hair on fire week after week. They have Jamal Haynes in the backfield, who's one of my favorite running backs in the country. They have elite receivers on the edges. They picked up some big transfer portal gets for them this past offseason. I think Georgia Tech is going to cover 9.5 easily. K Clubnik caves under pressure every single time, and it's not going to fail again. Give me Georgia Tech plus 9.5.
Yeah, there's some great picks, Rooster, for this week 3 cocky picks. You heard it here first on Break the Huddle. Be sure to head over to X/Twitter to give Rooster a follow at Cocky Picks, as it reads below in the ticker. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. As it reads below in the ticker. Be sure to give Rooster a follow, as he'll be placing his bets all weekend. And he might be showing up Friday night for Break the Huddle After Dark to give some live bets for the Friday night matchups we have coming up. So stay tuned for those as well. We'll see you next time. It's time to Break the Huddle.